So, what could we think about adding? We have to remember we have very little space. Like I've said before, boat hire could be great. A roller coaster would be awesome, however, hard to implement. Obviously, you need a lot of money as well for a roller coaster. Getting a good roller coaster underground for £2,500 that would then make profit, I think that would be quite hard. And similar wooden roller coasters, they tend to be quite a bit bigger, so I think we could think about it soon. I think I'd rather get the boat hire than anything else. That being said, advertising campaigns for Car Ride 1 and the park have just finished, so I think we'll pop a few more on there. So we'll have Car Ride 1, definitely wants to promote that. It's a new ride, and 4 weeks of campaign for the park. Awesome, we've just unlocked the steel roller coaster, which I think for me is the main roller coaster in this game. It's the one that you always see when people make roller coasters. With Rollercoaster Tycoon, it's kind of like the default roller coaster, because you can have all the cool things on it. You get it easily with the research. The majority of the parks give it you quite quickly. So, and I think you can actually play around with the designs on it quite well. In fact, I want to build one underground to try and have or use very little space. Similar with the car ride, I'm just going to get really far down to the bottom of the... I didn't think about that though. It just costs quite a bit of money. So like I said before, I will make one. Similar with the car ride, we'll go underneath the ground, and I'll make a very small, compact design that people will enjoy. Yeah, we've only got the £1,000 at the moment, so we kind of have to just chill and wait. Luckily, guests are commenting that our park entrance fee is very cheap, so we can definitely increase that to make more money. £20 entrance fee. It's quite good. So I think we're doing quite well. I've always struggled with this park in the past. It is such a small area to try and do things, and when I play this game, I try and just add so many roller coasters. And I think in recent years I've been trying to actually play the strategy of trying to win. But it is quite hard to just say I want to try and make money as opposed to I want to make a massive roller coaster. It's so fun watching them. How is our car ride 1 doing? Wow, it's actually doing much better than I expected. There is pretty much a full queue, and most people think that it's great, or they want to go on something more thrilling, which we don't have at the moment, but we will hopefully in the future. I kind of want to find out how much land to rent and how much land to buy is. However, I don't really want to waste money in buying or renting just one small area and then not using it for a while. So I think I'll try and hold back on buying out some of the land and renting out some of the land, just so I can get that roller coaster that I mentioned before. What's really great to see is our Haunted House 1. That's coming along nicely. When I added it, I was thinking, oh no, it's probably not going to do too well. People weren't trying to go on it, people weren't going on the queue, and I kind of got a bit sad about it, really. But now, I can look at it and think, yes, that's great. I think one thing we could try and do is just improve who goes on the rides in general. For example, Cloud 9, it's got people in the queue, not many people. Similarly, the boat, I think we can maybe bring that down to £1, maybe 80 pence. People are actually going on Purple Peril, which is awesome. And again, Carousel, bring that down to 80 pence, because I feel that not many people are going on it. It's just a good way to encourage people to go on it and increase park value. Or, park rating at least, not necessarily the park value. So, yeah, that's quite good. So we're doing quite well here. We've got just under £2,000. So soon we will be able to get ourselves the roller coaster that I mentioned before. I imagine I'm just going to do a very small, compact design, similar to last time when I had that shuttle loop called Matt's Den. I think that will work quite well. However, I'm kind of thinking, what else can I do on this Pokey Park? Because it is so small, let's be honest. What else is there to do? We need to make sure we have good security. Maybe we could think about adding better scenery, at least on the paths. So we could add benches, bins, lights and lamps. Try to say both of them at the same time there. Lamps and lights. We could definitely do that. I think that could work out quite well. I've been trying to think, what sort of rides do we actually want in the park? Do we want gentle rides, thrill rides? I've been thinking about roller coasters, like I said before, but it is quite hard to come up with that. I think, I'm just waiting for just the correct amount of money, because this here says we need £3,000 to make roller coasters, which I'm not that keen on. We kind of have to wait for that 3,000. Whilst we're there, we just have to manage things really. So yeah, we've got everything under control really. I think I will add a few more bins, slopes. We'll add some lamps. We'll add them in queues actually. Add some chairs. That just makes the whole place feel a bit nicer. Got some of the classic lamps. I say classic, just means regular lamps. More chairs. It's a good start. So we'll be looking at that roller coaster soon. We've just hit 3,000. We need, what was it, 3,350? I doubt it's going to cost that much. We're not going to do anything massive. I mean, I think the main thing is just making sure that we get a nice group of rides that we can just add, just to increase the park value. Interestingly enough, we just unlocked the log flume, which I believe is a thrill ride. Unfortunately, the log flume takes up quite a bit of space, so I don't think we'll be making one of them soon, at least. I guess the problem is if we wait too long to make one of these rides, then we just lose space for it, even underneath the park. Potentially we can go over the park, but that just gets even messier when we think about it. So, here we go. We've just hit the 3,350. In fact, we're just going up to 3,600 soon. And I want to add that roller coaster. It's just going to be something very small. Hopefully something that can be intense for guests that want intense rides. But small for space. Unfortunately, getting down to the bottom of the park is a bit of a pain. However, we have achieved that. It's very hard to see what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got the... Here we go. Okay, so I've got the sort of the area that I want to spam with this. We'll do a loop, but we want to have to do it on the right side. Oh no. Apparently we don't quite have enough space for a loop. Let's see what happens if we do it underground. Sorry, just slightly higher. No, apparently we don't have enough space for a loop. Oh well, we can just do a similar roller coaster. Hopefully we've got enough space. I think we can get enough space. Just be really careful. So it will go up, flatten out, and then we'll go up just a few notches, really. Probably not quite enough. Unfortunately, it kind of does look like we don't have enough space to do this properly, but from this angle actually it looks okay, but just from this angle it doesn't. Potentially what we could do is we can just give it a test, really. It's a good way of finding out. We have to add an entrance and an exit, and then we can test it. Although we need to make sure we are on the correct mode. So, I'm not too hopeful. Oh! It worked! That's awesome. Okay, so we'll get some test results in soon. Maybe we'll make the station a little bit bigger. But I'm happy that we've got something. I mean, it's not very exciting. I just wish that we could have something a bit more exciting. We'll put the entrance. Well, we'll swap the entrance and exits around, really. There. The ride's pretty much the same, so we just give that a test. It's not going to crash now, it's slightly bigger, is it? Oh my goodness. I just had to say that, didn't I? Just had to say it's not going to crash now, it's bigger. Oh wow. I am a fool. We'll just delete that. We'll do that again. Let's see if we can actually get a loop underground, because I've seen them before. I'm half tempted to say that I've done one on my Road to Rollercoaster Tycoon before. Okay. We now have a proper station that we can work from. I feel that we were kind of limited before, actually, with just the way the station was, because it was right at the end of the park. In fact, we could probably S-bend right to be on the edge. It's perfect. So we can do loop here. We can have to do a right hand loop. See, we can do loops on the ground. I think potentially the path was in the way before. That's much better. And then we can just do our regular shuttle loop style. We may have to move out of land. I think that's probably about the correct height, which makes it look a bit strange because we've just got a random just a bit of land popping up. We're going to have to add an entrance and exit, so an exit, just having a look at the current paths, we can probably do an exit, or we'll do the entrance at the start, and then the exit is going to be quite hard to see. We're going to do it second from the end because this path goes all the way down the end of the end. One thing I do want to do actually is to stop the funding for roller coasters, because we've just unlocked a suspended roller coaster, and we don't actually have that much space for them. So thrill rides is probably one of the key ones we want. In fact, well, I said I wanted to keep shops and stalls until we get drinks. So thrill rides is going to be the main thing we're going to aim for. Underground view, we will have to change the path slightly before we open up this roller coaster. But if we just put it on power launch mode, should do great. Oh, it's already going. And here we go. Look at that, it's perfect. It does it, gets very close to the edge, but it doesn't crash. So it fires. So loop, you can't really see, unfortunately. Gets right up to the edge, so close, and then goes back and does it all backwards. I'm really liking that because simply for the fact we've done it underground, and it's hard to see if you're not underground. It makes it quite hard to see if you are underground. We're going to try and sort out this. Huh? Oh, I thought that the previous path was right on the edge of the park, but it turns out it's not. It's near enough. We're gonna add ourselves a queue, which, oh gosh, I can't quite see where the queue needs to be. However, we can sort it out. There we go. Where are we going? Oh, okay, we're there. Got a queue now, that's wonderful. Price-wise, we'll charge £1. And then we'll open up. That's awesome. I think to help promote this new ride, which we actually surprisingly didn't spend too much on, ride construction was negative 2,000. I mean, we spent a fair amount, but I mean, we didn't spend a lot on. Our new Rollercoaster 1. Let's have a couple of weeks of advertising for that. We have a campaign for the park. We're going to have a general campaign. Should we have free food and drink? We can have free popcorn. Just for a couple of weeks, not the whole month. Half price entry to the park. No, I think I'll keep it like that. Everything else is fine. That's actually surprisingly great, because we've managed to have, we've got a roller coaster. It should be, if we can find it. Yep. Have a look at its stats. It's exciting. It's intense. Or at least it's one of the most exciting and one of the most intense rides we've got here. And that's just awesome, because people can have a bit more diversity with the rides they're going on. I'm quite happy that I managed to squeeze it into that space. The problem I'm having with this park is working out what I'm going to do next. It's very hard to do, but hopefully we can get what's the word? We can get more thrill rides that don't really take up too much space. I'm sort of read recently that a chairlift, which I believe we unlocked not too long ago, is quite good because it doesn't take up much space. You pretty much just have one bit. You have the station, the location where it goes to, and another station. It can increase the park value, because I think park value is based on the actual rides and stuff you've got in your park. For example, here, so we've got 8,000 park value. I don't think that's going to necessarily increase if we just do nothing. It might a little bit, but not too much. So I think a chairlift would be quite good. It doesn't take too much space, and it's just adds to the value, really. The question is, where can we have our chairlift? And that is a big question. Will it go underground? Will it go overground? I mean, chairlift takes very little space, so we could do either. Or we can make it go along the ground. I think I'd quite like to have one that just goes from one side of the park to the other. Might be kind of hard to fit. I think we can do it. I think what's interesting is we've kind of got two levels of the park. We've got this overground and then we've got this underground one. So maybe we can try and connect up those areas. But really, I mean, I think we do have some space underground for that. It'll be quite hard to get there. We'll make it like 20 pence, something really dirt cheap. And we can open that out. Hopefully that will have people going on it. Our next campaign will be for that, and hopefully that just increases our park value quite a bit. And we really haven't done too much there.